Hey everyone, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanita Lenka, I'm a Vedic astrologer, and today I'm going to be talking about a very unique video. I think no one has talked on at least YouTube till now that I will be covering today. That is Saturn's transit in the Pisces sign for all the 12 signs if you're running all the 9 grahas dasha. Rahu Ketu, of course, depends on their position, where they are, and the sign they are in. So it will be a little difficult, but I'll try to cover that as well. But what about the rest of the signs? If you're in the dasha of Surya, if you're in the dasha of Moon, if you're in the dasha of Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Rahu, Ketu. So what happens on the personal level? How is it going to be impacting you? Irrespective of the position of the planet, I will be covering through the lordship of the planet. Suppose it is Aries rising and it's a Sun Dasha. Sun rules the 5th house. So how is it going to play out when Saturn, being the ruler of the 10th and the 11th in the 12th house, going to play out for you personally? So if you are in a particular Dasha, so please, this video is for you. If you know what exactly is the Vimashotri Dasha that you're running, it will be easier for you. And if at all you don't know your Dasha, please put up a Kundli, a chart on any of the software or any of the internet website. You will get all the details there that you have to put in your birth details, and then you will get the horoscope, North Indian and South Indian, and then you can just simply put up your Vimshotri Dasha there. You will know what Dasha your current Dasha you are in. Dasha is a time cycle, the timeline that you're right now. That makes a lot of difference actually. Suppose you are born under a particular ascendant or a particular moon, but when you are in a dasha of a particular graha, things change. You relocate, you change your stream of education from rags to riches, riches to rags. You see from all whatever is happening in your chart through the dasha. And transit comes towards the end. But they are not the event creators. The event creators is only when you are promised a particular event in a particular chart of yours. So that's a personal reading altogether. And if you are looking for a personalized reading, so you can book a reading now and drop an email at vlastrology24@gmail.com to know what exactly is in store for you. If you have to make any important decision, very important decision of your life, do not depend on these generic videos. They are 50 to 60% correct or matching, but definitely it's better that you go in for a personalized reading. And if you are learning astrology, do not just try it out on your horoscope yourself. You can make some mistakes or the other and decide something which is really very serious in your life, and you have to make important decisions regarding to that. Okay, now starting with the horoscope that I'll be sharing with you, and I hope I'm audible. Okay. Yeah, thank you. You can hear me. Thank you so much. So I am going to be covering in this. I hope the horoscope is sharing also. If you can just tell me. Okay. I hope the horoscope is sharing as well. Yeah. So what we are going to be doing in this video, suppose you are in Aries rising, which I'll be covering now one by one. If you are in the dasha of either of the grahas, how is it going to play out? So to start with, I have done the video on Saturn in Pisces, what it means, what Saturn means, what Pisces mean, what other nakshatras it's going to be transiting, what is Saturn's 10th house, Sagittarius, how we have to check also. So I've done a lot of all of that. So you have to simply just navigate through this after putting up your chart and seeing what dasha you're in. So suppose you are in Aries rising and you are in the dasha of Surya. So what happens when for Aries ascendant, Sun is an Akara Graha to Saturn. They are opposite energies. First, understand that. Sun Dasha is going to be good for you because it is your 5th lord. So it is good for your children, progeny, good for spiritual creativity, career orientation. There can be a change or shift of energy also, because from your 10th house, this is your 8th house from your 10th. So it can bring about some upheavals, but from the sun's placement, it will be decided better. But here we are not discussing that because I don't have your personal chart. So it could be anywhere. Sun could be anywhere. It can be with Rahu Ketu also. It could be either with Saturn also, or it could be in the 8th house, depending on your personal chart. But I'm just telling you, if you are in the Sun Dasha, how is this going to be? So you can plan your progeny, you can plan your children. Children might be going away from your where you are. Relocation is possible, change of job is possible. There can be expenditures in the foreign land that you have to navigate through with this dasha. Also, there can be some kind of detaching energies with your father. Father can be having some issues with in the job or profession, career also. That kind of an energy can also play out. Also, it is very positive for your own personal spiritual growth. That way is going to play out in a positive manner. Now, what happens if you are in the dasha of moon and you are in Aries rising, irrespective of the placement of moon? I'm not discussing that. I'm just telling you based on moon's position, moon's lordship. Now, moon rules your 4th house. Moon is a benefic graha for this ascendant, for sure, Kendra ruler, and it does well. Now, Saturn is your 10th and the 11th lord in the 12th house. Now, this can bring about some emotional detachment from home life. Maybe you're going to be shifting out from the place where you are right now. You're relocating. This is also about gaining from introspection and retreat. Mother's health may require attention during this time with this moon in this moon dasha. Okay, moon can also bring about travels. Moon can be bring a moon in the 4th house. There can be some emotional trauma that you can go through because of ex-partner, ex-relationship, or because of your children. If you are a student native, maybe you are changing and switching your job, or your internship is going to start away from your family. You're leaving this place and going to some other place. So moon can do all of that. Also, whenever for Aries rising, it's a moon dasha, you have to check your moon's position. Is it in the 8th house? Then it can bring about some health issues also. So that is something which is very important. Check in your personal chart, but I'm just not covering all of that. So just see to it that if you are relocating, if you are moving out, see what is the Antardasha also. Okay. Is it forming a good connection with Saturn? Moon and Saturn are not good grahas to each other. And they are actually, right now, if we see moon dasha and Saturn in trine to this moon's lordship, so it can bring about some higher studies, higher education, and spiritual growth also to you. So that way it is a good transit, good for you in fact. Okay. Then what about Mars Dasha? If you are in Mars Dasha, irrespective of Mars placement in your chart, I'm just discussing the rulership from 1st and the 8th house. What is this Saturn doing? Saturn is a ruler of your 10th and 11th in the 12th house, and it is going to be giving you some kind of personal transformation, isolation, strong karmic cleansing, and you need to be more patient. It is going to give you mixed kind of a result because it is also ruler of your 1st house. 1st house ruler, ruler's dasha will bring about independence in your life. You are going to start something new, something different. You are going to be having some cultural variations, differences, or maybe your difference of opinion with people. You're going to be getting to know the hidden realms of life now, because it's the transformative energy of the 8th sign, 8th house also. And from there, it is the 12th and the 5th house transit where Saturn is, the lordship of Mars, Mars dasha, if we are discussing. So from the 8th house is the 5th house. So it might just bring about changes in your children's life, children leaving your place and going to another place. So that kind of energy can also be playing out, and you're going to be meeting those kinds of people who are stationed overseas. Investment wise, you're going to be investing in property in the overseas places. Could be anything of that sort which can play out. Okay. And what if you are in the dasha of Mercury and Saturn's transit is in the Pisces side? Mercury rules your 3rd and the 6th houses. So first is the communication. Communication is the key for you right now if you are in the Mercury dasha. Remember, short journeys will be very fruitful. Efforts must be sustained. Some completion of work will be experienced during this time. Also, Mercury is the ruler of your 6th house. So take good care of your health. In case you are having any kind of health issues, now you have to take good care of your health. From there, it is the 7th house transit. So some changes in your uncle's, aunt's life is also going to be felt. You're going to be working harder on yourself, own body. It's better that you work on yourself and cut down on expenditures during this time, rather than going overboard and spending a lot of money on your on your luxuries and all that. You have to cut down on that. Otherwise, it is definitely a very good time period for your siblings, your connectivity with them, your friend circle, your communication with your co-workers, etc., or overseas places. If you have any any kind of connection overseas regards to your business or your profession or your job, there can be a job change also, which can be experienced if you are in the Mercury Dasha right now. Okay, so I think overall it is a good transit, because for Mercury Dasha people, this transit will play out. It is the sign of debility for Mercury also, not to forget that. So Mercury is a very important graha if you come to, if you zero down on your investments, on your expenditures right now. So you need to be very cautious with your words. Don't mince your words right now, okay? People will not be able to accept it. Also, what if it is your Jupiter Dasha right now? And you are in Jupiter Dasha and Saturn is transiting your 12th house. Okay, that is Jupiter's sign only. 9th house and 12th house. So definitely it is going to be bringing about spiritual growth, foreign travels, dharma lines, moksha. So this is a very good time to let go of the material realms and focus more on spiritual growth. Because it is dharma trikona, which is getting dharma artha, which is getting dharma moksha, sorry, which is getting aligned right now. And also Saturn rules your 10th and 11th houses. So this is very good for your growth on the professional front. You will make some guru-like friends, teachers will become your very close allies. You will be connecting with those kinds of people who are going to be teaching you something during this time. And in case you're planning any long distance travels for education, this is a good time period for you. You should plan. Jupiter and Saturn means teaching. Jupiter and Saturn, they are like, you're going to be imparting your knowledge. Charity, you're going to be more charitable during this time. You're learning more during this time as well. So this is a very good time for progeny. It's like a double transit, we can say, when Saturn is in the Pisces sign ruled by Jupiter and Jupiter Dasha is going on. So Saturn becomes a very important graha for you. And it will bring about some changes on the home front also. Maybe you'll be purchasing a property in your homeland or in the overseas land. You're going to be planning all of that. Now, what happens when it is your Venus Dasha? Okay, and Saturn is in your 12th house for Aries natives. When it is Venus Dasha, it is your 2nd house and 7th house Dasha, which is Lord's Dasha, which is going on. So it definitely is about your financial. There can be some financial delays because Saturn is looking at your 2nd house also. So it might just bring about some financial delays, or there can be some isolation in relationship, test of commitment and partnerships. Right now, you have to be very careful. There can be some partnership break also, which can happen. So you need to be very careful about your relationship with your partner also, be it your life partner, other people in totality, or you yourself with with your own self. How is your introspection? What is it that you are experiencing right now? Is it bringing that kind of growth in you, or it is a stagnation? So you have to understand yourself. You have to channelize your energies right now in a very positive and affirmative manner. You have to stick to the relationship right now, because it's very easy to break the relationship, as it is Venus is also there. The 7th Lord is in the 12th house, which is 6 from your 7th. So the partner is trying to break the relationship. Rahu's there. So there is a lot of a tug of war going on as it is in relationships. You're suffering a lot. I can experience that, and I can feel that energy during this time period. Okay. Now, what happens if you are in the dasha of what else is left? Saturn, Rahu, Ketu also. So what happens for the Aries natives? Now, Saturn is not a friendly graha. Saturn, being the ruler of your 10th and 11th, is going to be in your 12th house, and you're in the dasha. So definitely it is going to bring about some career changes. It might just bring a lot of workload on you. Maybe you're going to be connecting to the foreigners right now. There are some delegates that you're going to be, going to be getting connected with. And also this, let go of the unproductive social networks. This is not the time to do any kind of socializing right now, and maybe there can be that your long-term planning is emphasized also during this time, with 10th and 11th and 12th houses getting connected. So Saturn Dasha people must actually slow down a bit right now. Just take good care of your health also, and your relationship also, because Saturn is in your 12th house. So whenever there is a 12th house transit, 8th house transit of a graha, 6th house, 2nd house, these are activating the 1-7 axis completely. So what happens? There can be some issues in relationships, some problems in your finances also. So in case you are expecting a promotion, maybe it is delayed. You're working overtime, but you're not getting that kind of, you're frustrated. Why I'm not getting the results? That kind of an energy can also be prevalent. Now, Rahu, Ketu depends on which house and which sign they are positioned. But if we take their rulership as Scorpio and, okay, let me write it over here. Rahu, Ketu. Now, if at all you take Aquarius as your Rahu's sign and Scorpio as Ketu's, they are the co-rulers. So this might just bring about some desire to escape to a foreign identity, to a foreign place. You may chase illusions or exotic desires. Grounding is needed. And when it is Ketu we talk about, it might just bring about, as it is, it's a detaching graha. So renunciation, time to introspect deeply now, because it is the time to change yourself. Because if it is the ruler of the 8th house, Ketu, so it will bring about some breaks, some deviations. Could be that you are, unable to conceive during this time you want to, or maybe there is some kind of issues in your finances. Expenditures might go up. So you need to slow down a bit. You need to be patient during this time. With Rahu Ketu Dasha, it is always the patience space. Rahu gives you exponentially, it gives you illusionary, materialistically, inclinations. But at the same time, you need to draw a line. Do not get carried away. Whatever glitters is not gold. Make sure that you are not falling prey to those kinds of circumstances. You will be getting all of that in your life. Okay. So you need to be cautious. Coming to the next one, that is Taurus. One sec. Let me change this. These are live sessions, so I have to do it simultaneously. So I'm writing simultaneously, I'm speaking simultaneously, all of it. Okay. Now, for Taurus natives, let me just tell you what is happening for Taurus. Taurus is, okay. So first of all, we'll do the Sun Dasha. If at all you are in the Sun Dasha, okay. Now, with Sun Dasha, Sun being the ruler of your 4th house. Now, 4th house ruler, Saturn, is in your 11th house, being the ruler of your 9th and 10th in your 11th house. Now, Sun is not a friendly graha to Taurus sign. So this can bring about too much inclination towards home environment. You can be egoistical during this time. With Sun Dasha, it so happens that you are allocated a bigger role. You have a lot of responsibilities to handle, like a king. Okay. The king is, or the leader of the house, or the leader of the pact, as we say, is the one who has to take care of others. So you will definitely be getting more responsibilities with Saturn in the 8th house from the Leo's lordship. So this will bring about some changes in your home environment. Maybe you're going to be buying some property during this time, and there can be some disputes also there. So depending on your son's placement, I'm not discussing that, but definitely this is going to be good for your career. It's going to be rewarding for your career, and luck is by your side for sure. So anything that you want to initiate regards to your property matters, family relations, you want to reconcile with someone. So this is a good dasha for you. Okay. So Sun Dasha and Antar Dasha, of course, will be different, but I'm just covering Sun Dasha. So wherever Sun is placed, you see for yourself How is it forming a connection with Saturn? Generally Saturn's transit during the Sun Dasha and for Taurus natives right now with the 8th house transit is not considered to be that good for mother's health, for your property related matters, vehicle purchase, etc. Relationship with your family, there can be some bitterness that you can experience. So you can be the leader, you can be more on that higher stature rather than, just don't get into the menial or petty issues. It is better that you avoid. So now coming to the Moon Dasha. For Taurus natives, if it's your Moon Dasha, irrespective of Moon's placement, and Moon is your 3rd house ruler. It is neutral, it is mild, it is not that, it is definitely not that bad a relationship. Moon doesn't carry any bad relationship with any graha. So this can be that you are overly optimistic during this time. Increase in self-effort, but mental restlessness will be there. Gains through initiative and communication. You might just be traveling. Travels might increase during the Moon Dasha. Remember, Moon is your mind. Emotionally, you feel either very sound if Moon is well positioned, or you feel very uneasy when it is Moon Dasha. Remember. So in general, if we talk about Moon is a planet which waxes and wanes. So it is about mood swings. You might just be fluctuating, wavering when you have to make some decisions because it's your 3rd lord, and Saturn is in trine also. So maybe you will be taking and seeking help from the elders in the family, or your elder siblings, older siblings, or your siblings will become very strong pillar for you during this time. So make the best use of this. And Saturn being the ruler of your 9th and 10th and the 12th, and Moon Dasha. So this will bring about some changes in your work, profession, career also. And you might just get very emotionally attached during the Moon Dasha with your friends, with Saturn transiting there, or you will get to know who's who. So you will just start breaking away from your relationships also. If you are in Mars Dasha and you're a Taurus rising, so Mars is not a Shubh Graha for this rising sign. Mars rules your 12th and 7th. So it's a Maraka Sthana also that it rules. So it 7th and 12th. So it can bring about some foreign friendships during this time. There can be some marital tensions. It could bring about some issues in progeny, childbirth also. Career benefits definitely will be egoistically, inclined. If you're making any decisions, no, I don't want to take up this job, or you take up a job and you don't get that kind of stature or that kind of name, fame, promotion, etc., whatever you were expecting. Name, fame, as in like you expected that those kinds of appreciation from or that kind of a work which you thought that is dignified, more dignified. So you did not get that kind of you were not allocated that kind of a job. So you feel a little uneasy because of this Saturn's transit also. Maybe in the foreign lands you can have some troubles, but at the same time this will definitely give you that courage and strength now to make decisions, because Mars exalts in your 9th house. So luck is by your side. Remember, Mars Dasha, we have to also see the condition of Capricorn when we are talking about Mars. So Mars Dasha is definitely going to be giving you that connection with the overseas places. You might just be traveling for work. You are going to be learning more during this time also. And competition success is coming your way. So it is definitely going to be career-wise, keep your ego aside and things are going to be better for you. Okay. What if you are in the Mercury Dasha? Okay. And you are a Taurus rising. Mercury is a Shubh Graha for you. So it is a strong benefit for you. So is Saturn. So this definitely Mercury Dasha with the Saturn transit, you will feel a lot of relief now. As compared to the 10th house transit, you were feeling that there's a lot of work to do. I have been pressurized. Wherever Saturn says this pressurizes you basically. Now with this 2nd and the 11th house transit, of Saturn, so it is going to push you to grow financially, or you're going to be thinking too much of financial and intellectual gains, how you can use your intellect in the right way and grow. And also, this is a great period for investments. It's definitely very positive for the ones who are looking for some creative pursuits, communication related job, education related career. This is very positive for investors, for the journalism, for journalist background, so media, etc. They are going to be really doing well during this time. For marketing people also, because you have to converse. So anything to do with a profession which requires communication, but a very composed kind of a communication, not loose talks. So Saturn doesn't like that. Saturn says, be more mature, be more sensible. Otherwise, Saturn and Saturn is patience also. So when you're thinking and talking, it is going to play out in your favor. So do not just blabber, or do not just say anything which backfires in the future, and you regret, why did I say this? Okay. So that kind of an energy. Good for student natives, good for competition success. Maybe you're going to be getting a job. Your children are going to be getting a job on the job, or they're going to be traveling overseas, maybe, for work or for education. In Mercury Dasha, this is going to get activated. So financially, investment wise, it's a good time period for you. Now, what if it is your Jupiter Dasha? See, Jupiter is also an Akara Graha for Venus ruled sign Taurus. Now, Jupiter rules your 8th and your 11th house. Now, this brings about, yes, this is the time when you will be having some transformational gains, support from large institutions, some karmic upheavals, but ultimate rewards coming your way. It is the 8th house ruler, and 9th, 10th, and 11th houses are forming a connection. So success definitely is coming. It's assured in Jupiter Dasha, but it is going to be with obstacles and hurdles, with Saturn's transiting through Jupiter's sign in the 11th house. So this is about your childbirth. It is good for Jupiter Dasha. I have seen people conceive and they learn and they study and they impart their knowledge, and they really do well also if it is well positioned. Irrespective of being the rulership of the 8th house, it is good for your health. It is good for your investments. You will definitely be growing wiser. You're getting better and better with each passing day. So Jupiter Dasha, how is it going to be with Saturn in the Jupiter sign? It is good if you are into education stream, if you are working on yourself well, on enhancing your knowledge. So it'll give you good results. Good for research-based job, or teaching, or maybe NGO, or educational or financial institution if you connect with. So it is going to be good, and good for astrologers also. So what next is Venus Dasha. Venus is your Lagnesh. Ascendant Dasha is definitely very positive for your personal growth, independence, overcoming the obstacles and hurdles, gains through service, health-related careers. They are definitely going to be good for you. And in case you are feeling any kind of stagnancy till now things will start moving. As it is, Saturn is looking at your first house, so it makes you very serious kind of a personality. You will definitely be pushed to do things, and patience is the key. Workload is going to increase, and you're going to be focused more on your health, workouts, and look good. That's something which Venus Dasha does. Venus Dasha means if Venus is well positioned, so it will give you all the sorts of luxuries and romance and watches and jewelry and clothes and ornaments, whatever you want. Good at investments. Saturn says, slow down a bit. Don't go in for over expenditures during this time. That's something which you have to work on. With the Saturn Dasha for you guys, this is your Yog Karagrahas Dasha. So definitely very positive for you, because it is your 9th and the 10th house ruler in the 11th house, which is definitely very good for your career growth, fulfillment of desires, recognition, long-term rewards. It's definitely going to fetch you good results. Name, fame, workload is going to increase. Don't worry about that, but it is definitely going to be making you grounded and composed. What if you are in the Dasha of Rahu or Ketu? Now, Rahu Ketu Dasha depends on where they are, but I'm considering as 7th and 10th houses as a rulership. So I'll be talking about that. Suppose you are in the Rahu Dasha. So this definitely is very positive for success in your networks. You're going to be achieving some rise, you'll be achieving that position that you're waiting for, or in the Rahu Dasha, you will get with the Saturn's transit, it'll definitely increase your status. And you're going to be working on your foreign resources. You might just have more sources of income also during this time. But if you are in the Ketu Dasha, Ketu is detachment from the material goals. So this is the time when you have to be focused on your spiritual growth. Your partner might become very detached from you or can become very aggressive. Ketu also is about, if forming a connection with Mars, it can give you some kind of surgical process also. So you need to take care of your health during Ketu Dasha even more. Okay, because it's your 7th house, which is the Maraka Sthana. Also, rulership of Ketu and Mars, I take as Scorpio, and Aquarius and Saturn as Rahu, because it's in the Brihad Parashara Hora Shastra. So I cannot deny that. Okay. Now, coming to the Gemini sign. Oops, 1 second. Where did it go? Okay. Okay. I hope you can see the screen well. Okay. Now for Gemini natives. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me just Sun. So what happens if you are in the Dasha of Sun? Okay, let me write this way. Yeah. So what if you are in the Sun Dasha? Sun rules your 3rd house. Now, this is a neutral graha, or rather, we can say Mercury treats Sun as neutral. So strong self-effort you will gain through that at the place of work, because Saturn is emitting the energies from the 10th house. So this is good for writing, initiatives. If you want to make any kind of communication, you want to enhance your communication skills, you want to own a company, you want to start a new project, or you want to be more productive. So this is the time. You want to travel, this is the time. But it is not that great for your siblings. Your relationship with siblings can turn sour in Sun Dasha, because during the Saturn transit, so you have to take care from Sun. Sun's lordship, Saturn is transiting through the 8th house. So you need to take care of what you speak, what you say, and also you need to work on your investments also wisely during this time. In Sun Dasha, you will be gaining that kind of stature if you are a Gemini rising, any which ways, because you're very vocal. Geminis are very upfront. Remember, they are very upfront, and they are very variegated. They are very curious. So when Leo sign ruler, Sun, if you are in that Dasha, so you will definitely be gaining all the knowledge that you are desiring for. Good writing, good at communication, good at helping others also. Okay, so this is what the Sun Dasha will do. Now, if you are in the Dasha of, oops, why this is opening again and again. Okay, so what if you are in the Dasha of Moon? Okay, so for the ones who are in Moon Dasha, let me just align this. Okay, yeah. So what if you are in the Moon Dasha, Gemini natives? Moon rules your 4th house. No, 2nd house, sorry. 2nd house is a Maraka Sthana. So, it just rules only one place. So irrespective of its placement, financial gains definitely will be coming through. You will have some emotional responsibility towards your family. You can be very soft-spoken also during this time. You can have some eyesight troubles also in case you are in Moon Dasha. And you can be very, very fluctuating and wavering in your mental setup. Emotionally, you can be very tied to your family, with Moon ruling your 2nd house. 4th sign, actually, I have to say, and 2nd house. So this can bring about mood swings in Moon Dasha. It can bring about fluctuations in finances also, with this Saturn's ingress in the 10th house. So you need to save money. And also this is the 9th house placement of Saturn from your Moon's lordship. So this can bring about some education, some knowledge. You might just gain some knowledge from your co-workers at the workplace, or maybe there will be some kind of mentorship program that you're going to be starting during Moon Dasha with Saturn's ingress in the 10th house, and it brings about some career growth and future prospects get better. Now, what if you are in the Dasha of Mercury? That is your Lagnacious Dasha. So definitely a very positive time period for you, because Mercury rules your, one second. Mercury also rules your exaltation place, that is the 4th house. So major karmic time, career restructuring will happen. Relocation is possible. If Mercury is strong, success in intellectual pursuits and intellectual based careers, AI, computer based, or anything to do with your software engineering, etc. If you are already into it, so this is the time when you will gain success. Also, this is the time period when you will be having a lot of work to do, but you're not focused because you have too many things to manage. As it is, there is a problem with Mercury and signs. They have, they get bored easily. So you're doing something and then you switch immediately from that. Especially in Mercury Dasha, you need the youthful Mercury. So what is a prince like? So Gemini especially is a prince, very variegated, very curious, like a child, and wants to talk anything and everything, wants to learn everything and anything, whatever. They have knowledge of everything in bits and pieces. You will see that Mercury signs are like that, and they are always shaking, or some movement will be there all the time whenever you will see a Mercury ruled sign. Also in Mercury Dasha, you will meet those kinds of people who will be more inclined to entertainment. You want to don't get carried away during this Mercury Dasha, especially Saturn is in the debilitation sign where Mercury debilitates. So you need to be very focused on your job rather than getting carried away by your friends, what they're doing, addictions, etc., etc. And on the home front also, this is a very strong yoga which is forming for relocation. So you might just be having some fluctuations during this time with Saturn's ingress in your 10th house. Okay, but luck is by your side. Transformative energy also, because it's an 8th house ruler as well. What if it is the Dasha of Mars? Now, Mars is an Akara Graha for you, and it is a functional malefic any which ways. So natural malefic also and functional malefic also. So this is the time when you will experience professional competition. Rewards will be there from disciplined efforts, rise in power after challenges, because it is the ruler of your 6th house also. So you need to work out. In Mars Dasha, you need to really work out. If Saturn is in trine to your Scorpio sign, this is a good time period to work out, to sweat it out, and also good for your health. This is the time when you should be focused more on your health in Mars Dasha. And do not break away from your old friends. It could be that you're not, as it is Gemini have, this problem because their friends are not for a long duration. They remain with them. Especially in the Mars Dasha, you will break away with them, or they will leave you suddenly, or your partners also, somehow I've seen they have some issues in their relationships because they are so, they get bored also very easily. But you need to be composed when it's Mars Dasha, especially. Don't be aggressive. Mars, as it is aggression. What if you are in the Dasha of Jupiter? Now, Jupiter rules your 7th and 10th house, and Saturn is transiting your 10th, and you are in the Jupiter Dasha. Now, Jupiter is going to be giving you some professional rise during the Saturn's transit also. Workload is definitely going to increase. You might just be relocating during this time. There can be some leadership role that you'll be assigned, job change, assignment change, maybe some kind of department change happens, but you will get that public recognition that you're looking for by the end of the transit for sure. It's a very auspicious time to get married also, and the career alignment also. If you have to, finish off any tasks, so you can do during this time, during the Jupiter Dasha with Saturn in Jupiter's sign transit. Okay. So this is for 2.5 years. So make the best use of this. If you want to modify yourself, you want to be productive, you want to teach, you want to learn. So this is the time. Okay. And what if you are in the Dasha of Venus? Now, Venus is your 5th as well as your 12th lord. Okay. It is a mixed bag, I would say, with this Saturn, because Saturn is in the place where Venus exalts. So Saturn is limitation. Saturn pressurizes you at the place of work now. You don't feel like, doing things the way the others want you to. So you can be very independent during this time. You want to do things your way. It can make you spiritually creative. Career success is possible if you are into any kind of artistic fields, foreign trading, etc., or you are in the meditative medicine, or or you are a mediator. This is a good for that. Avoid escapism, because Venus is the ruler of your 12th house also. So expenditures will definitely increase, or income is from the foreign land. Saturn is looking at your 12th house also. So in Venus-Dasha, you definitely are going to bear children. If you are not married, you will get married. If you have any plans to be in a romantic relationship, so you definitely will be, irrespective of the Venus's condition. I'm not discussing that. That's a personal story altogether. So Venus, being the ruler of your 5th and the 12th house, will definitely enhance your creativity, your expenditures, and you are going to be looking very nice during the Venus Dasha, because Venus is your 5th lord. So you're looking like a child yourself, young, youthful. Coming to the next Dasha, which one is left? Saturn and Rahu Ketu. So what if you are in the Saturn Dasha? Now Saturn is your 8th lord also and 9th lord also. So now this can bring about some major life transformation for you with the Saturn transiting through your 10th house. If you don't maneuver or change yourself, your perspective at the workplace, then this Dasha is not going to play out that great. Saturn Dasha will give you partially, it will give you good results. See, Saturn Dasha or any Dasha I divide into 3 parts: 10 degrees, 10 degrees, 10 degrees. If it's a direct planet, so it will give, if it's in the 10 degrees, first 10 degrees, it will give the result of itself in the first 10 degrees, in the first 10, in the first quarter. And then in the Dreshkan, basically 3 parts. So first, and then if it is at 10 to 20 degrees, so it will give in the middle. If it is from 20 to 30 degrees, so it will give in the end of the cycle. So retrograde, the cycle reverses. So you need to really change your perspective during this time. How you are going to be, the way to work, to grow, needs to be changed now. High time, okay? Because it's Saturn Dasha after all. So you need to be more karmic. You need to be more, there can be some karmic shifts that you'll be experiencing. You'll be meeting those kinds of people. Career changes will be definitely long-term and steady. Your mindset is the key. If you really want to do well, you need to change your mindset now. And the luck definitely will favor you, because it's your 9th and 10th lord also forming a connection here, because it is Saturn Dasha and Saturn is in Pisces sign. So 9th house and 10th house connectivity definitely is going to give your career a boost only when you are changing yourself. Okay. So it will give the result of the 8th house first or the 9th house first, depends on your personal chart. That's how I see. So it's another topic altogether. Okay. Now with Rahu, Ketu. So Rahu is ruler of Aquarius, I'm taking here, and Ketu, the ruler of Scorpio. So when we talk about your 9th house, so this might just bring about some transformation in your life regards to your mindset. Creativity might increase. You might just be traveling, or overseas connections might just increase also. Some unexpected rise. Stay ethical. Stay ethical during this time. Also, being the ruler of the co-ruler of Scorpio sign 6th house, so there can be some detachment that you can experience at the workplace. You might just be thinking of spirituality more, how you can be more transformative during this time, how you can heal yourself, how you can help others heal also. So the materialistic realms that you are in Ketu Dasha, it just gets detached and you get more on the spiritual realms. You connect with the spiritual realms more. Okay. So this is what it's going to be a long video, because we have to discuss all the 9 dashas. Now coming to the next one, that is Cancer. So can you see, this is a long video. So for Cancer natives, what happens if you are in the dasha of Sun? Irrespective of the placement of Sun, I'm just checking the lordship and how is it forming a connection with Saturn in Pisces sign. I hope you all understood. Now, just stick to the readings. If at all you don't understand, just see that you are in the dasha of what planet, you'll get the readings. Now, Sun dasha, being the ruler of the second house, stable finances with efforts, family karma needs attention, strong dharmic calling, because this is the ninth house transit of Saturn. So this is going to be good for your connection with your guru, teachers, mentors, father life figures. Father's health needs attention during the Sun dasha because it is the ruler of your Maraka Sthana. So you need to take care of your elderly people in the house when Saturn is also transiting the ninth house. All right. Also, you need to, think on a bigger plane, because Sun exalts in your 10th house. So this is definitely going to be the time period when you are changing path. Okay, I need to quit the job. Now I want to join another one. You're thinking of finances. You're thinking about family relationships when it is the Sun dasha of yours. So Sun dasha definitely is going to be making you quite independent. You can be very harsh at speech also, because it's the second house. Take care of your dental region, eyesight also. Okay. Now, what if you are in the dasha of Moon? Now, Moon is your ascendant sign, ascendant rule, Lagnesh. So this is going to bring about, and Saturn is transiting your Dharma house, house of Dharma. So soul transformation. This is the soulful transformation that you're going to be experiencing. Faith, travel, wisdom. You may feel that you are emotionally tested time and again with Moon dasha. You're going to be having some mood swings also with this transit of Saturn. You can have some relationship issues also, because Saturn rules your 7th and 8th house. So you need to change your perspective during this time. If you want a good relationship, if you want to start a new business, you need to take the help and advice of the elderly people at home. They'll guide you, or some experts, because you're going to be in Moon dasha very, very emotional. Depending on where Moon is, the intensity will vary. What if you are in the dasha of Mercury? Now, Mercury rules your 12th house. Mercury rules your 3rd house also. Now, this way, foreign travel, spiritual retreats are likely. Mental restlessness will be there because it is your 12th house, and Saturn rules your 7th and 8th house, and it's going to be in the 9th house. So it might just bring about some kind of gains through communication or research. It's good for your investment purpose also, good for your siblings, and definitely you're going to be earning because of your communication. Maybe your job requires that kind of work, or you're just having good communication skills with Saturn's ingress in, or you enhance them. You learn a language maybe, and you're going to be traveling overseas, meeting those kinds of people who are different than your league or your speech. Okay, so this is what is going to be. And what if you are in the dasha of Mars? Now, for you guys, Mars is your yoga karak graha. It rules your 10th house, it rules your 5th house. So definitely a very positive dasha for you. It definitely will be enhancing your status because it is your 10th house ruler. With the Saturn transiting the 9th house, you might just go in for some change of job, change of profession. It can bring about some spiritual leadership to you. It is good for your creative abilities, good for your children. Maybe you are going to be successful in your endeavors and competitive success comes your way. So Mars Dasha is definitely very positive with the Saturn's ingress. Saturn sign is your 7th house where Mars exalts. So Mars is definitely good for your relationship, for your marriage, for your professional career growth also. If you want to change the job, you need to really be very calm because Mars is a volatile planet. So you need to be very focused. What if you are in the Jupiter Dasha? Jupiter exalts in your first house, as you know, and Jupiter is your sixth and the ninth lord. And it's an excellent time for education. If you want to study, if you want to reform your health and fitness routine. And this is also going to be very positive for your spiritual growth. And this is going to bring about some legal victories also. If you're waiting for some legal battles, the verdict, so it's going to be in your favor. Take good care of your health. In case you have been having health issues, Jupiter Dasha will definitely be helping you cure those, with Saturn in Jupiter sign also in your ninth house. So maybe, some traditional way of looking at things might just help you. Maybe you will be opting for Ayurveda instead of the convention, the regular way of treatment. Okay, so this is what. And Antardasha, I'm not touching upon. So maybe you can just see if I have discussed Jupiter Dasha. So in Cancer sign, if Venus Dasha, you can just relate Jupiter, Venus, Antardasha. You will get the results. Now, what if you are in the Dasha of Venus and you are a Cancer rising? Now, Venus is not a friendly graha to moon. Moon treats him friend. Everyone, a neutral planet moon is to everyone. But Venus is a fourth house and the 11th house ruler. So three Shaddai rulers, they're not considered to be that great. But for sure, it is good for your networking. It is definitely very positive for learning and acquiring knowledge, purchase a vehicle in Venus Dasha. This is, you might just change the place, or you, because it is where Saturn exalts, and Saturn is where Venus exalts. Now, Venus rules your fourth house after all. So this will bring about some relocation. And to find the Dasha, you have to just put up your chart on any software, or you can send us $2 and you can just get all the, the Dasha, what Dasha you're in. I had mentioned it. I forgot to mention this time. My team told me that, you just take $2 and do it for them, because we can't do it for free. So that is why $2 is just nothing. I think you can just know. And otherwise, you can just, on any of the software, you can just put up your chart and put the birth details, which are mentioned right here. Suppose, date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. You will get Vimshotri Dasha, and that is your Dasha that you're running. So with Venus Dasha, Cancer natives, I must tell you, this is the time your friendship will be tested, because Saturn is looking at your 11th house also. So you need to be very strong in your relationship with your partner, with your friends, with your social network that you move around. Now it is going to be getting very serious. What exactly you want to do with the 2.5 years transit of Saturn and looking at your 11th house? Now it is not going to be superficial. Even if it is a superficial relationship, those people will just leave you and go. They are not going to be sustaining this kind of a transit for sure. Okay. Harmony will be maintained with those people who are going to be, who are actually positive in your life, I would say. Matured, sensible, seasoned kind of people. Also, this might just bring about some changes in your life regards to your job, profession, career, and your investment planning also. You're going to be thinking in a very different direction now. Now, what if you are in the Dasha of Shani, Saturn? Now, Saturn is an Akara Graha. It rules the 7th and the 8th house. One is Maraka, one is the 8th house of death. So this is a transformative energy which is going to be prevalent, and Saturn is transiting through your 9th house also. So this is the time when your karmic lessons will be tested. You will be tested in your joint ventures, in your marriage, in your relationship. So maybe, it is not a great time period to get married also during the Saturn period. I know it's a long dasha, but if it is Saturn, so avoid. Definitely it will be giving some result of the 7th and the 8th houses. But it is good for your professional career. Some changes definitely you're going to be making in Saturn Dasha. You have to be patient. Do not give up on yourself, because Saturn is going to test you like anything. If you are in the Saturn Dasha, be rest assured, for Leo and Cancer natives, it's not that easy, because Saturn co-rules the 8th house also. So it can give you health issues. It can give you stagnancy, stability, delays, stability also, which is positive, but delays, obstructions happen. with Saturn ingress in your 9th house also. Now, what if it's Rahu Ketu Dasha? Okay. What if you are in the Dasha of Rahu or Ketu? Now, Rahu co-rules your 8th house, that is Aquarius, and Ketu co-rules your 5th house. Now, if you are in the Dasha of Rahu, it might just give you intense desire for knowledge and foreign travels with Saturn transiting through your 9th house. It might just question your traditional beliefs. Maybe you are going to be now adopting a different way of cure or healing. It might just be changing your line of path of education. If you are in the Ketu Dasha, this might just be the dissolution of dogmas. It might just be the time when you will gain through spiritual or philosophical work, detachment from material teachers. Now you're going to be meeting those kinds of people who are going to be giving you that kind of knowledge, which is really very essential. Mantra Siddhi. This is not the time in Ketu Dasha to conceive, not to deliver during this time period, avoid. It can be a surgical process, or children might be just detaching away from you. They're going to be joining a university, going to an overseas place, etc. Okay. So this is what is the planetary position like. So now coming to the next one, that is Leo. Okay, one sec. Let me change this. Now, for Leo natives, what if you are in the Sun Dasha, the Lagnaceous Dasha? Always remember, Lagnaceous Dasha is always a very strong and a powerful Dasha, and a very important Dasha. It will make you independent. Now, this transit is in your 8th house. In Sun Dasha, 8th house transit of Saturn, definitely this is going to be giving you some deep personal transformation. It is the time when some important decisions you'll be making, some revelations will be made. You will be stressed out during the Sun Dasha, especially. If you are in the Sun Dasha, it is not that great a period of Saturn in the 8th house. Your ego will feel tested. It's better that you seek help and advice of the elderly people in your family or at your workplace. Just seek help and advice, and do not just let your ego take a toll on your relationships. Spiritual strength you have to build up now. Okay. What if you are in the Moon Dasha? Okay. Moon rules your 12th house, and Saturn is transiting your 8th, being the ruler of your 6th and the 7th. So this is the time when you might just be taking some foreign travels. Moon is a traveler. So you can be thinking of travels during this time, or maybe, you're going to be thinking of education. You're thinking of growth. You're thinking of spiritual insights. Health and expenses need monitoring, because it is the ruler, or Saturn is the ruler of your 6th and the 7th house. Your relationships will be tested during this time. Maybe your partner just parts ways, says, no, I don't want to be. In legal battles, there can be some issues that you can go through with Moon Dasha, because Saturn is the ruler of your 6th house and the 8th house. It is a Viparit Raj Yoga. What is Viparit Raj Yoga? In adverse conditions, you will be successful. Okay, so obstacles will be there, hurdles will be there, delays will be there, frustrations will be there, and then you will be successful. That's what. What if you're in the Mercury Dasha? Mercury is the ruler of your Dhana Bhavas, that is the 11th and the 2nd house. And Saturn rules your 2nd, 6th, 7th, 8th. Right now, 8th house transit. So this is the time when you will be having some unexpected financial gains. And it could be turned into losses also. Gains or losses. Be cautious with large networks. This might just be bringing about some crisis because of your friend circle. You have a lot of desires. You have to be cautious what you are communicating, what you are conveying in your friend circle. Whatever you speak may just be taken adversely, or maybe there is a conspiracy which can come up because of this Mercury, the ruler of your 11th house. Mercury Dasha is definitely very positive to connect with your family, to set your goals. And with the Saturn ingress in the sign of debility in the 8th house, this is minus, plus. It is going to be good for your health to recover. If you are having any health issues, if you are planning to be more meticulous about your routine, so this is a good time. Job wise, it is going to give you growth, and definitely some legal battles, you have to be little careful in getting into any kind of legalities, okay? Signing of papers, visa, PR, etc. So you have to be little cautious. But for sure, this is a good dasha, overall a good dasha for you. What if you are in the dasha of Mars? And Mars rules your, is a yoga karagraha, rules your 4th and the 9th houses. So this definitely is going to give you some kind of shifts, relocation, or maybe some inner philosophical reorientation, good for higher studies, good for learning more, good for connecting with your family members. And maybe, because it is Saturn in the 5th house from the 4th, so you might just be learning more. You might just be going in for some kind of higher studies during this time. It's definitely very positive for your mother's health, but definitely not a good time to purchase property, etc. It is Saturn in the 8th house. So maybe there can be some delays or paperwork which can create some issues. People can have some kind of dispute during this time. So you need to recheck and reread the paper as well. What if you are in the dasha of Jupiter, being a Leo rising? So if you are in the dasha of Jupiter rules your 5th and the 8th lord, rules your 5th and the 8th houses. So spiritual rebirth, intense intuitive insights, possible inheritance or financial shifts, teaching, healing, these kinds of roles will flourish with Saturn in Jupiter's sign in the 8th house. So Jupiter dasha, definitely Jupiter exalts in your 12th house, and Mars debilitates there, remember. So it can take you to the overseas places. Right now, if you want to travel, you can, or you want to learn more or visit religious places, so you can do that as well. What if you are in the dasha of Venus? For Leo natives, Venus is an Akara Graha, okay, being the ruler of your 3rd house, 10th house. So this might just bring about some career transformations. Saturn is also looking at your 10th house from the 8th. So this can bring about some isolation in your long-term career stability. It needs discipline in your work, at the place of work. You need to be really more focused. You need to be very careful what you speak during this time period, because it's the 8th house from the 8th, which is the 3rd house that is ruled by Libra sign Venus. So you have to strike a balance when you're communicating with others during this time. Be more composed. Don't expect too much from your co-workers or your bosses during this time. Be more creative, be more on the writing side rather than being verbal. Pursue some artistic, hobby or anything that you like doing during this dasha of Venus. Venus dasha will bring about some fluctuations with Saturn in the 8th house looking at your 10th. It will bring about the career stability towards the end, but it is not the right time period for you to make any changes. Saturn might bring about those changes, but you need to heal and learn from those changes rather than sit and brood, okay? What if you are in the dasha? What dasha is left? Saturn, I think, right? Do let me know, because there are so many dashas. I'm tired already. I've just reached Leo. So what if you are in the Saturn's dasha, in Saturn's transiting through the Pisces sign? Now, Saturn dasha for Leo sign is not considered to be that good, actually, depending on its placement, of course. But if it's in the 7th house itself, so it's Digbali, so not bad in its own zone. But Saturn dasha, is definitely the time where it tests your partnerships, your relationship, your health. You're going to be deepening and dissolving all these kinds of either relationships or your health issues. You're going to be working more on this time period, and focus on karmic service. Do for others, okay? Don't expect others to do for you during this time. You just do it unconditionally. And it's the 8th house transit after all. So in case you have to make any changes in your personality, in your relationships, so you can do it. In legal battles might just get delayed. You might not get the verdict that easily. So it can be a little frustrating period for you if you're in the Saturn dasha. Depends if it's retrograde or it's direct. That is another issue altogether. Now, what if you are in the dasha of Rahu or Ketu? See, Rahu is obsession and obsession with esoteric subjects. Now, Rahu is your 7th house ruler and Ketu your 4th house ruler. I take them as co-rulers of Aquarius and Scorpio respectively. So Rahu is about esoteric subjects. Maybe you will be learning more. There can be some intense emotional bonding during this time. Watch for secrecy or manipulation during this time. Follow a right path, spiritual path. That is going to balance things out. Okay, one second. Ketu-Dasha. Okay, let me do the Ketu-Dasha, then I'll drink the water. Drink water. Okay, so Rahu is definitely going to trigger new relationship. Attraction might increase towards others, or you can also, build on your relationship with your current partner during this time. It's better to build rather than to break. If you are in the Ketu Dasha, this is about liberation from material dependency, can lead to inner peace if spiritual path is embraced. This is the time when you will learn more mantra siddhi, etc. You will read scriptures if you are in the Ketu period. Okay. I'm not covering where Ketu is posited, so I don't know. It's your personal chart altogether. But just being the ruler of your Scorpio sign, I'm just telling you that Ketu Dasha can play out, that there can be some changes. You might just leave your place and go to some other place, retreat, etc. Okay. Just a sec now. Let me drink some water. Oops. All right. So what if you are a Virgo rising and it's the Dasha of Sun? Okay. So to start with, I'm in that order only. I'm just going ahead. So what if you are in the Dasha of your 12th Lord Sun? And Saturn is transiting your 7th house. So there can be some struggles in relationship, in partnership. You can be more in the isolation zone, withdrawal zone. Maybe you have many expenses which are coming your way during this time. It is definitely very positive for spiritual growth. You can just know the hidden realms of the world also. And you are going to be having some relationship issues. Maybe you will be figuring it out now. Also, Saturn is a ruler of your 5th and the 6th houses and in the 7th house. So this might just bring about some changes in your way to look at your relationship now. You can be more matured, seasoned, patient. You are going to be working on your health. You're going to be more organized. You're not lazy with the sun in the Sun Dasha. It's better that you do not get into that zone, because Sun is your 12th house ruler after all, and it's Sun Dasha. So you need to focus on your spiritual growth. You will meet those kinds of people you've not met in past so many years. Suddenly you will start meeting those. They will start showing up. That also happens. What if you are in the Moon Dasha, Virgo people? If you are in the Moon Dasha, how is this transit of Saturn and Pisces going to play out? Now, Moon rules your 11th house. When Moon is your 11th Lord, it will give you gains through the partnerships, spouse, network growth, emotional attachments to relationship. As it is the 7th, from the 7th, it is the 5th house rulership. And Saturn is transiting your 7th house. So it is good for childbirth, progeny. In case you want to go in for any kind of investments and make money out of money, this is a good time period also. You'll be very creative. Traveling is the key. If you want to travel to a spiritual place during the Saturn's transit in the Pisces sign, it is definitely going to be a good dasha for you. You will learn more during this Moon Dasha. What if you are in the Mercury Dasha? That's your Lagnesh after all. So if you are in the Lagnesh Dasha, this is definitely the time period, and it is also the 10th house ruler. So Mercury will be giving you significant time for career and personal identity. Partnerships may align with career goals. Saturn is the ruler of your 5th and the 6th house. You might just be going in for higher studies, higher learning, education, partnership, business, and investments. Also in Mercury Dasha, you will definitely be doing well at the workplace also. Do not at any cost become get bored of what you're doing. Saturn says compose, be composed, be patient. Do not lose your hope or temper during these time periods. What if you are in the Mars Dasha? If you are in the Mars Dasha, Mars is your 3rd and the 8th house ruler. So this is a malefic graha for that reason. So it can bring about conflict, stress in partnerships, power struggles are likely, karmic challenges in intimacy because it is your 8th house ruler. Communication can bring about some changes in your perspective, in your growth also, and it can just bring about new people in your life. This can bring about challenges also if you are blindly following what others are saying and you're making some sarcastic comments on others during Mars Dasha, especially with Saturn transiting through your 7th house. In relationship, you can have some issues because of your sarcasm. So you need to be very cautious. Take care of your children's health in Mars Dasha. If you want to conceive during this time, just make sure that things are aligned well. Conception is something that, one must seek the help and advice of an astrologer. Now, coming to the Jupiter Mahadasha, if you are in the Dasha of Jupiter, Jupiter rules your 4th and the 7th houses. Now, 7th house, even Saturn is transiting. So 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th houses are forming a connection now. So this means that you are going to be in relationship. It's good for children, progeny, childbirth, and real estate will prosper. You will learn more. Stability at home front, emotional stability will be felt also. Saturn in the Kendra means there is some change that is coming your way any which ways. Saturn in the Kendra, Rahu, Ketu in the Kendra, they bring about changes in your life. So it could be that you're going to be feeling the energies now in relationship. Some important decisions are coming through. Maybe there's a legal battle that you're going to be getting the verdict during the Jupiter Dasha. It's good if you learn more in Jupiter. What if you are in the Venus Dasha? So Venus will bring about being the ruler of your 2nd and the 9th house. It might just bring about some, good results through finances, in relationship, marriage. It is because Saturn is looking at your 9th house also. So good for higher wisdom. In-laws will definitely play out a very important role in your life. Luck enhancement will be there. Strong dharmic growth can be felt. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be also business minded during this time. You are going to, the family dynamics are going to change. Some enhancement, maybe addition in the family member is also likely. What if you are in the Dasha of Saturn? Now Saturn rules your 5th, 6th, and is transiting your 7th house. So 5th, 6th is a mixed bag. It's a testing time in love and marriage during this transit of Saturn. But definitely if you are handling it well, with maturity and sensibility, it is definitely going to bring about solid relationships. It's good if you are focused on karmic healing during this time. Be more creative. This is the time you must learn a skill. It'll really enhance your, relationship, and that mental equilibrium is maintained also. What if Rahu or Ketu Dasha is going on? Either of. So we take Rahu as a co-ruler of Aquarius and Ketu as the co-ruler of Scorpio. So Rahu will bring about desire for unconventional relationships during this time. Attraction to foreigners or foreign partners, or maybe fame via public image, or it can bring about too much inclination towards workouts, gymming, or maybe you're going to be more focused on organizing everything. In Ketu Dasha, this is going to be detachment from the worldly relationships. Maybe you're going to be less communicative, less vocal, and this may push forward towards the spiritual partnerships also. Those realms are going to increase. Your relationship with your co-workers or your co-bonds is going to be little topsy-turvy with your siblings and your friends. You have to maintain your relationship well, and you have to take good care of your relationship rather than getting into any kind of arguments during the Ketu Dasha. Ketu, it can be with Saturn transiting the trine, it can bring about some spiritual growth in you and spiritual bonding. Maybe you will meet your partner at a spiritual, maybe a religious place. You're on a spiritual retreat and you meet your partner, potential partner. Ketu is a graha of detachment. So you need to take good care of your communication. You can be very, very less talkative during this time. Be more organized also. Coming to the next one, that is Libra. So can you see this is such a long video? I don't think so anybody has done this kind of a video till date. I don't think so. And it doesn't matter to me. I'm doing it because I like to do it. Okay, for Libra natives, now this is the time when you will have, first of all, Sun Dasha, which is your 11th Lord. Now, this is going to bring about gains through discipline, being the ruler of your 11th house. Saturn is in the 8 places away from itself. So this is going to bring about success in government or leadership roles. This is going to be bringing about some new networks. You're going to be connecting with new people. Sun Dasha, you will meet many people. And that too in that stature where, you know, they are the influential ones. Also, Saturn is your Yogakara Graha. Transiting the 6th house is a good transit for you. Saturn in the 4th and the 5th transit is, as compared to the 6th transit, was little low. You know, from the past 5 years, you have been having some highs and lows. But now you're going to be more organized. You're going to be more on the workout. You know, I want to lose weight and all. So now you're fitness freak also in Sun Dasha especially. Okay, so luck is by your side, so make the best use of this transit also, and this Dasha. Now, what if you are in the Dasha of Moon? Okay, so Moon Dasha being the ruler of your 10th house. Now, Moon is your 10th house ruler, and it is going to give you career advancement through knowledge. If you gain more knowledge, it is definitely going to be very, very positive. Emotional labor needs to be put in. Recognition through consistency. Watch emotional burnout. Do not get carried away. Oh, I will do this also, I will do that also. No, you try to balance things. You know, I know it is very difficult to, but Libra people, they want harmony in relationship, but they don't want to balance things. They don't really, you know, they want to do everything. They want to keep everyone happy. And, you know, they have very highly emotional bosses, or their emotions are tied to their karma, to their work, because their Cancer rules the 10th house. And Leo being, if you are in the Sun Dasha, I forgot to mention one point, they have influential friends. Because 11th house, and any which ways they have influential friends for Libra natives, or they want to have such people, you know, and they have a dominating partner always, I've seen, because they have their sun exalts in the 7th house. Anyhow, looking at the Moon, they're very emotional about their work and they want to do for others. They are like for everyone, ever available. With Saturn in the 6th house, you will learn now, oh, I have to draw a line now. Maybe listening to my classes, my videos, you will learn, okay, I must calm down, I must relax. Okay, so take care of your mental setup now. What if you are in the Mercury Dasha? Okay, now Mercury rules your 9th and the 12th houses. Now this is a very positive time for higher learning, foreign relocation. Expenses might rise because Saturn is also looking at your 12th house. And wisdom through detachment, because Virgo rules your 12th house. So you need to work on your education, higher skills. You must learn more during the Saturn's transiting through your 6th house. And maybe there will be some revelations, you know, you will just know, you're in that research oriented mindset and you're just learning, and, you know, you're working on yourself so much, so that you gain that power and recognition. It's definitely very positive for you guys. And for PR, visa, etc., if you're waiting for something, just relax. It's going to happen. Don't worry, in your favor. Okay. I've seen people are just struggling in those areas also. So for Mars Dasha people, Libra people, if you are in Mars Dasha, so this might just be, it's the 2nd house and the 7th house ruler. It's a Markesh's Dasha. Markesh is death-inflicting planet, basically. Not, it's a Mrityu Tulya Kashta, you know, it gives you that kind of miseries and pains, and that, you know, it just is unbearable at times. So when it is Mars Dasha, there can be conflict in marriage, in partnership, in relationship. It can be bringing about some financial losses, ups and downs. Maintain integrity in business. With Saturn being the ruler of your, it's a Yogakara Graha, and Mars exalts in your 4th house, remember. So this might just bring about that partner who's very dominating, or there is some relocation possible during this time. Or you're just focused more on your health, on your diet during Mars, your fitness freak. So that is something which you should be, any which was going in for, if you are in the Mars Dasha. What if you are in the Dasha of Jupiter? I hope I'm in I don't miss out on anything. Please do write if I've missed out on any of the dashas, because I'm just speaking, not thinking. So for you guys, Jupiter is not a friendly graha for you. It's a neutral graha, I would say. So rise through effort, because it rules your third house, and Mars is in your 4 places away from itself. So this might just bring about some changes, relocation. Maybe you're going to be putting a little extra effort, and you're going to be in that servitude attitude. Competition success is possible. You may face some legal or health related trials. So for that, you have to be cautious about, because it is your third house ruler after all. So you have to be very careful for what you speak. When you're going in for some visa, PR, etc. in Jupiter Dasha, you need to recheck your papers. They should be really intact, because it rules your 6th house also. So 6th house is the legalities, but you will definitely be out of the legal battle also. Don't worry about it. I don't want to say anything negative. So it is definitely going to be balancing. What if you are in the Dasha of Venus? Lagnaceous Dasha. Okay. So now, if you are in the Dasha of Venus, you are a Libra rising. So it is a very positive Dasha, because it rules your 1st house. This is about your personal growth, personal health, and Venus exalts in your 6th house. So you're going to be focused more on your health now, your diet, your fitness. You're going to be more concerned about what you have to do, how you can change yourself, maneuver yourself towards better, transformative energy, towards better, towards growth. So it's good if you are into mantra siddhi, you just learn some chants, you're more organized during this time with Saturn in your 6th house. Don't be lazy. So things are going to fall in place for sure. And also this is about servitude attitude. If you're helping others, definitely things are going to be in your favor. What if you're in the Dasha of Saturn, your Yogkara Graha, and Saturn is transiting your 6th house? So this is about focus on education, home structure, emotional grounding. Hard work pays off in domestic stability. This is a time you will be working on your legal battles, legalities, paperwork, etc. This is a time when you're going to be having some coldness in relationship with your romantic partner. So this can bring about all that detaching energies. Competitive success for student natives is assured in Saturn Dasha, being the ruler of your 4th Dada. And you're going to be relocating also maybe during this time. What if you are in the Dasha either of Rahu or Ketu? Rahu is the co-ruler of your 5th house, and Ketu your 2nd. So Rahu is obsession with proving oneself in the competitive spaces, may bring victories via unconventional methods, because Rahu is also your 5th house ruler. You can be overly creative, overly possessive, and there can be that ex-partner might be back and forth. Will come back, then go, then come back, and then go. Ketu Dasha, definitely you're going to be more aware of your health, about your finances. Spiritually, you're going to be more inclined. Detachment from ego-based conflict will be the key during Ketu Dasha. Ketu rules your 2nd house, so it can deplete your finances in Ketu period, or it can give you some mental aberrations also in Ketu Dasha. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Scorpio. So what if you are a Scorpio rising and you are in the Dasha of Sun? Now, Sun rules your 10th house, Scorpio natives. Okay. So Sun rules your, one sec, Scorpio. Okay. Okay. So Sun rules your Sun rules your 10th house. Sorry, there's a lag and I can't see the screen. Sorry about this. Sorry about this. Okay, so Sun rules your 10th house. Strong career focus, gains through strategic leadership, creative achievements, bring recognition. During the Sun Dasha, you're going to be the leader yourself. You're going to be connecting with the authorities, influential people, and there can be some changes that you can anticipate also at the workplace. Boss can change, department change, etc. can happen. Also, Saturn is the ruler of your 3rd and the 4th houses after all. So you're going to be talking in a limit. You know how to draw a line. Not a good time period to conceive in Sun Dasha. Okay, now what happens if you are in the Dasha of Moon, being a Scorpio ascendant? So Moon Dasha will be being the ruler of your ninth house, increased interest in spirituality, education, creative energies, creative achievements will bring recognition, because this is the time when you might just be meeting those kinds of people, a romantic partner. You're going to be, see, Moon Dasha is always for Scorpio natives a little tough one, because Moon debilitates in the first house. So this might just be the time when you have mood swings, you're not, Moon waxes and wanes. So you might just not be having fixed finances, you're traveling, you're meeting new people, you're learning more, you're learning a new language with Saturn's ingress in the fifth house. Your creative talents definitely are going to pay off. You're going to be having a serious approach in Moon Dasha when Saturn is in the trine to its lordship. So definitely good for mantra siddhi, etc. So learn. Now, what if you are in the Mars Dasha? For people who are Scorpio rising, this is definitely your first house ruler. So Antardasha, you can just see what is your sign, and in this due course, you can just mix and blend or the dasha and the Antardasha, because I'm covering all the dashas. So you can blend it. So if you are in the dasha of Jupiter, so Jupiter and Mars, so you can just say second house, fifth house, and Lagnesh and sixth house. That's how you can blend, So for Mars Dasha, it will boost your self-confidence now with this Saturn's ingress in the fifth house. It will be giving you some conflicts in love, relationship with children, but victory through efforts is assured. You will be working out. You good for competitive success. If at all you are in purchasing of a property, etc. So this is a good time period. If you want to reconcile with someone, so this is a good time period. If at all you have to win the legal battles, Mars Dasha will definitely be really, really helpful. What if you are in the Dasha of Mercury? Okay. What if you're in the Dasha of Mercury? For Scorpio natives, it rules your 8th and the 11th houses. Sudden gains and transformation, benefits through research, technology, or secret knowledge. Maybe some new friendships or new investment plannings you will make, decisions will be definitely in your favor with Saturn's ingress right opposite the rulership of Mercury. So this is the time when you will have a serious approach towards your relationship, towards your finances, and you're going to be very serious about your approach towards looking at the things in a very different perspective. And you will definitely gain that as well, that knowledge and that desire to make more money. Okay. What if you are in the Dasha of Jupiter? So what if you are in the Dasha of Jupiter for Scorpio natives, second and the fifth house ruler? Now, this is the time when you can bear children. This is a good time period for learning more. This is good for wealth prospects also. Romance, creative pursuits may flourish. This is also a good time period to connect with your children. Or you yourself are going to be a childlike. You're learning more. You're enhancing your knowledge. You're wiser. And you're going to be purchasing property. You're going to be traveling also in the Jupiter Dasha. What if you are in the Dasha of Venus? Venus rules your 7th and the 12th houses. Romantic inclinations will increase with the Saturn transiting your 5th house. Foreign travels, partnerships are likely be realistic in your love matters. That is what this Venus is going to give you. And also, this is a very positive time for starting a new relationship, maybe marriage-like relationship also. So what if Saturn Dasha is going on in the Scorpio, for the Scorpio rising? Saturn rules your 3rd and the 4th houses. So need for emotional discipline during this time. Gains through consistent effort in education or home matters. Test of faith in the family life. This is the time for conception, for delivery, for the ones who are looking for mantra siddhi. This is going to be also making you quite patient, in your perspective is going to change. You're going to be thinking of growth, but in a very composed manner. Okay. What if you are in the Dasha of Rahu or Ketu? Rahu rules your 4th house, Aquarius, and Ketu your 1st house. So this is the time when you can be purchasing property. You're obsessed with creative or romantic success. Maybe you will be meeting a potential partner, or ex-partner might just come back into Rahu Dasha again and then leave and again comes back in the Saturn's transit through the fifth house. You may chase fame or recognition, use your intuition to stay grounded. With Ketu Dasha, Ketu is also about spiritualism. And in the first house, it detaches you. Being the ruler of the first house, it detaches you from the worldly pursuits. Your worldly goals to explore deeper truths might enhance gains in silence. Also, maybe there is a surgical process in Ketu Dasha, if at all you have a Ketu in the first house or in the sixth house, especially, or with Mars. So during the Ketu Dasha, you might just go in for an undergo a surgical process. What if you are a Sagittarius rising now? Okay. For Sagittarius rising, what if you are in the Sun Dasha? One sec. What if you are in the Sun Dasha? Now, Sun rules your ninth house. This is a very, very strong period for attaining that dharma, family leadership, focus on education, parental responsibilities, inheritance, etc., connecting with your father. Maybe, your father's health, might suffer or deteriorate with Saturn's ingress in the 8 places away from itself. So this is the time you might just be going in for some change of place, relocation in Sun Dasha. So you must actually plan everything really well. Then what if you are in the Moon Dasha? For the Sagittarius ones, this is the 8th house ruler. So emotional unrest can be there. You might just be acquiring more knowledge with Saturn ingress in the 9th house from the 8th. So this might just be bringing about some family dynamics which are going to change, and you're going to be having some time to heal yourself also from any kind of wound. Or maybe you're going to be traveling, you're going to be working on your mental and emotional health, and this is the time when you will be selling or purchasing a property also, or relocating also. What if you are in the Dasha of Mars? So for Mars being the ruler of your 5th and your 9th houses, okay, now 5th and the 12th houses, sorry. So success in the creative fields, foreign ventures, you might just be feeling quite distant from your home environment with Saturn in the Kendra. This might just bring about some relocation or change of place, purchase of property in the overseas places. This might not be that great a Dasha with Saturn's ingress in the Kendra. It's not considered to be a good transit. It brings about some upheavals, delays, and frustration at the workplace also. What if you are in the Mercury Dasha? So Mercury rules your 7th and the 10th houses. So this might just bring about some career progress. It can be bringing about some partnership business, home-related career work is possible, balance emotions and ambitions. Maybe you are going to be meeting a potential partner at the workplace. Maybe you're going to be thinking of growth. You're getting into the nitty-gritty of everything, and you're getting that kind of recognition during this time also. Productivity is going to increase in Mercury Dasha. This is also the time when you can meet a younger looking partner. Coming to the next one, that is Jupiter. What if you are in the Jupiter Dasha? So for Jupiter, your Lagnishes Dasha, of course, and the 4th house Dasha. So this is a major time for self-development. How you can improve, how you can be more in the inner peace, how you can work on your finances, how you can be more communicative, how you can teach, how you can learn. So this is the time for real growth, I would say, with Saturn in the Kendra, if you are in the Jupiter Dasha. So this will be the time for self-development, self-improvement. And this is also going to be the time when you will definitely be going in for some real estate or family growth, childbirth, or maybe you're relocating. In Jupiter Dasha, you will relocate if Saturn is transiting your Kendra any which ways. What if you are in the Dasha Venus? Now, Venus is the ruler of your 6th and the 11th houses. So this will be efforts towards home improvement or debt resolution. You will be paying off your loans, your debts. You'll be clearing everything. Gains via service or friends. Maybe you'll be enhancing your network during this time. You will know who's who. Mother's health, you have to take care with in Venus Dasha, because Venus exalts during this Venus Dasha when Saturn is in the 4th house, especially for 2.5 years. I'm discussing that right now. Focus is on that. So if you are in the Venus Dasha, this transit will definitely be bringing about some health issues or some changes or some PR, visa, etc. work will also definitely be in your favor. So don't worry about that. Relocation any which ways is possible. What if you are in the dasha of Saturn and Saturn is transiting through your fourth house? So definitely changes are inevitable. Second and third house rulers, so steady efforts in the family and communication brings long-term rewards. Patience is the key. Speak very wisely, speak little, speak less. That is going to be definitely giving you some sustainable growth. Also, stability is required. No, PR, visa, etc. These things might get delayed if you are in the Saturn period. What if you are in the Rahu Ketu Dasha? I hope I covered everything. Just let me know. What if you are in the Sagittarius rising and you are in the Rahu Ketu Dasha? Rahu rules your third house and Ketu rules your 12th. So this might just be the time for desire for the luxurious home, emotional security. You might just be feeling a little disconnected with people or your inner peace, because Rahu rules your third house also, which is 12th from your fourth. So this might just not be the time when you're going to be at home. You're going to be shifting out, you're relocating with Saturn transiting to your fourth house. If you are in the Ketu Dasha, letting go of material comforts is the key. Maybe your focus will be shifting towards the internal spiritual stability. You're going to be visiting some spiritual places. You're going to be visiting some religious places, retreats, etc. during this time. And if you are in the foreign land, this might not be a good time period. Good for learning more, good for acquiring knowledge, but not that great for your personal for your expenditures and for your material growth, I would say, during the Ketu period. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Capricorn. Okay. So for Capricorn natives, what if you are in the dasha of Surya, Sun? See, Capricorn must understand that Surya is an Akara Graha for you, 8th house ruler. So this might just be bringing about some psychological pressure and gains through research, occult sciences, inheritance. Control your ego conflicts. It can bring about some relationship issues with your co-workers, with your co-bonds or siblings also during this time, in the Sun Dasha especially, because it's your 8th house Dasha. So your ego clashes might increase. It's best that you lie low and do not at any cost expect anything from others with the Saturn's ingress in the third house. PR, visa, etc. definitely will trigger and it will be in your favor. What if you are in the Moon Dasha, Capricorn natives? Capricorn natives, Moon is right opposite you, and the rulership of Moon is in the 7th house. So the relationship improvement requires a lot of effort during this time, because Saturn is in trine in the emotional sign or watery sign of Pisces. Also, supportive partners help career and communication. That is also going to increase your relationship, enhance your relationship with others. Travels might upgrade you. You might just learn more during this time, or you will find a very beautiful partner during this time period. Beautiful looking, beautiful at heart also. Okay. What if you are in the dasha of Mars? Mars exalts in your first house, remember, and it's the ruler of your 4th and the 11th houses. So very good time period for purchase of property, home, network. If you want to enhance your network, you want to redo your place in Mars Dasha, you can do it. You want to purchase, sell your property, just take care of your mother's health. This is the time in the Mars Dasha when Saturn is transiting your 3rd house. This is not a very positive time period for long-term gains. It will be giving you sorry to say that, if you are in the Mars Dasha, it will definitely be enhancing the long-term goals. You will be setting the goals and you'll be achieving now the results, which definitely are going to be in your favor if you are in the Mars Dasha. You want to relocate, you want to enhance your skills, you want to learn the communication skills. So this is a good time period for that. It's just that you have to take care of your mom's health if you're in Mars Dasha. What if you're in the Mercury's Dasha? The Mercury is a neutral graha, or rather, I would say gives mixed results, being the ruler of your 6th and the 9th houses. So this will be giving you intellectual courage, which will grow, and you may face karmic challenges, but eventually it will give you wisdom and gains. Okay. So this is definitely a very positive time period with Saturn's ingress in the 3rd house, which is in the natural zodiac ruled by Mercury also. So this will be giving you that composure. You're going to be very careful with your words. You're not going to be just speaking and saying anything and everything during this time period. You should not also. And Mercury is a 9th house ruler. So this will be giving you that growth. You're thinking of higher knowledge. You're gaining that. Don't waste your time in front of the television or the idiot box, I call it. So don't waste your time in, watching all those stupid movies and series. So just do your work, do your karma. It's better. Don't do time pass. What if you're in the Dasha of Jupiter? Dasha of Jupiter being the ruler of your 3rd and the 12th houses, right? So it'll give you foreign travels, it'll give you spiritual efforts and inner growth, and you will be definitely very courageous to make, decisions. And in case you have to sell off your property, buy property in the overseas places, you want to sell, you want to send your your brother, your sister overseas for education, for studies, for internship program. So this is a good time period. You want to go in for some PR visa during Jupiter Dasha with Saturn in the 3rd house. This is the time it will click. If you have been waiting for something like that, if you're waiting for a job proposal, you will get that as well. What if you are in the Venus Dasha? Capricorn natives in the Venus Dasha, of course, it's a Yoga Karagra, 5th and the 10th house ruler. So excellent time for creative communication, career growth, bold steps bring rewards to you. This is definitely going to be a very positive time period for you in case you are in the Dasha of Venus. Okay. So if you are in the Dasha of Venus, make your Venus your lordship, your first house, like Libra, your first house, or Taurus, your first house, and then you will know if you are in the Dasha of Venus, especially where Venus is posited. You have to see from there. Okay. So from here, it is the 11th house transit. So it's good for your children. It's good for your career. The graph is going up if you are in the Venus Dasha already. What if you are in the Saturn Dasha? Saturn is the ruler of your first house and the second house. So you are in the Saturn Dasha, it's transiting your 3rd house. Great time for personal efforts. It's good for being disciplined. It's good for long-term goals, gains from communication related fields. If you are into marketing, if you are into communication, if you are into media, finance also. So this is a good time period if you are into management kind of a job, teaching kind of a job. So this is definitely a very positive time period if you are into developing something. So this will definitely be a very positive time period for you when Saturn is transiting your 3rd house and you are already in the Saturn Dasha. See, Saturn is a Lagnesh. Lagnesh's Dasha is never bad until unless it is very badly polluted. But it is going to make you independent. You're going to be learning. You're going to be improvising on yourself. You're going to be patient. You will learn the skills during this time. Remember, first house Dasha is always, always here to teach you something that you really need at that time. Okay. What if you're in the Dashas of Rahu or Ketu? Rahu Ketu rule the 2nd and the 11th houses respectively. So obsession with proving oneself may bring bold but risky decisions, manage impulsiveness during this time period when you're in the Rahu Dasha and Saturn is transiting your 3rd house. Speak wisely. Make decisions regards to your finances and investments really very carefully with this transit in the 2nd house from the 2nd. So you need to invest wisely. You don't have to go for overboard and just do investments blindly. Don't do that. Take the help of the right kind of people. Ketu is letting go of ego battles. Okay. Ketu rules your 11th house. So spiritual communication or writing is favored during this time. If you want to make friends, you definitely need to focus more on the right kind of people, connecting with the right kind of people who are matured, sensible, and composed also during this Rahu Ketu Dasha. Okay. Coming to the next Dasha, next sign, that is Aquarius. It will take time to upload this video, so kindly have patience, and the timestamp someone has to please help me with that if anybody can. I will be really very grateful. Now, what if you are an Aquarius rising and you are in the Dasha of the 7th Lord Sun? Now, let me write it over here. That's why I'm writing also simultaneously so that you can do the timestamps. It's not that difficult now. You can write Aries, then you can write all the Dashas, Taurus, then all the Dashas like that, if you are in the Dasha. And then Antar Dasha also you can just mix and match. Now, what if you're Aquarius rising and the Sun Dasha is going on? Spouse or partnership influence finances and values, because Saturn is in the 8 places away from itself. So take care of your partner's health during this time. Focus on maturity in commitments if you are in the Sun Dasha. You don't have to let go of the relationships that easily because of your ego clashes, because Sun Dasha will give you egoistical partner or ego clashes in relationship. Health can suffer because during this transit of Saturn in the second house, so it can give you some matured and sensible speech also, but at the same time, this will definitely create some problems in your relationship or business relationship. What if you are in the Moon Dasha? Now, for you guys, it's the 6th house ruler. So health, debts, they all need attention. So from here, it is going to be the 9th house transit. So maybe you're going to be learning more about your finances, how you can just repay your loan. So there will be a way out in Moon Dasha. You will find that way out. Emotionally driven spending may increase. Discipline will help. So follow a strict diet, routine, whatever. You can just focus on your growth during this time rather than just, having a stagnancy or just wasting your time. What if you're in the Mars Dasha? So in the Mars Dasha, being the ruler of your 3rd house, 10th house, it will be giving you gains from your effort. Whatever it is directly proportional to your effort, because it is your 3rd house ruler. So you will be more communicative. Your family dynamics will shift. Bold speech, strategic success. This might just be bringing about some new bosses, seniors, etc. also in your life. You might just meet those kinds of people who are very influential during this time period, or overseas connections might increase also. But overall, it is not a bad dasha for you. In case you want to purchase property, you want to invest in the land or agricultural land, you want to get it done. So you can definitely get into this during the dasha of Mars. Okay. What if you are in the dasha of Mercury? Aquarius natives, and Saturn is transiting your 2nd house. Now, Mercury rules your 5th and the 8th houses. Sudden financial gains it will give you. Okay, but with challenges also. There will be some challenges. Research, teaching, speculative ventures, they will be highlighted with the Saturn ingress in your 2nd house. And as this is the ruler of your 5th house, so good for children, good for students to join, or children to join a new job or a venture. Okay, so that way it is definitely a very positive time period for you guys. If you have to plan your journeys, plan your onward success, and you have to go in for any kind of research paper, etc. So all that also you can do. Okay. What if you are in the dasha of Jupiter? What if you are in the dasha of Jupiter? So during the dasha of Jupiter being the ruler of your 2nd and the 11th houses, this is definitely very, very, very nice time and a good time for enhancing your wealth. You're discussing with the right kind of people now, how you can spend, how you can save money, how you can be independent, how you can be more sound financially. So this is an excellent time for building your wealth, speaking engagements, family expansion, etc. So this definitely is going to bring those energies also. Health issues, if you have been experiencing now, you will feel better if you are in Jupiter Dasha. Okay. And with Saturn's ingress in your 2nd house. What if you are in the Dasha of Venus? Now, Venus is your Yoga Karagraha, being the ruler of your 4th and the 9th. So it is going to be giving you gains from home, vehicles, family, mother, strong support from elders or mentors. Now, being the ruler of your 4th and the 9th, so enhance your education, ornaments, if you want to purchase, you want to save money, or you want to the wealth of education if you want to acquire, so you can do that also. Some knowledge you will be gaining while traveling. You will be meeting some influential people also, some polished people, refined people during this time period. What if you are in the dasha of the Lagnesh Saturn? So Saturn is transiting your 2nd house and you're in the dasha of Saturn already. So this is definitely going to be making you quite disciplined. You're going to be spiritually growing, financial tests will be there, and you will definitely have a lot of material attachment, which you have to let go of during this time. And also some expenditures in the foreign lands and purchase of property. If you are thinking of connecting with the influential people, meeting right kind of people, so this is the time you will be also in Saturn period. But Saturn gives you a lot of turmoil, stability. At the same time, it makes you quite composed and sensible and matured also. What if you are in the dasha of Rahu or Ketu? Rahu or Ketu. Now, Rahu being the ruler of your Lagnesh in the second house, Saturn, and Ketu being the ruler of your co-ruler of 10th house, and Saturn transiting the 5th places away from itself. So obsession with money or status, you have to be more cautious about now, with Rahu being the ruler of your first house. Rahu, where it is placed, of course, that is what is your personal chart about. So obsession with money or status, fame possible through bold expression. With Ketu Dasha, you might just be detaching yourself from the material growth or material identity. You don't want to work, or you don't feel like working in the place where you are. You feel quite detached from that place. Spiritual values dominate, but you need to work for your living, of course. So that kind of dissatisfaction you can be experiencing during Ketu Dasha. In case you have to go in for any surgical process, dental process in Ketu, this will trigger as well. Okay. Coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. Sorry about rushing it because it was getting too long a video. So sorry about the rush. Pardon me. I'm tired also, actually. What if you're a Pisces rising and you're in the dasha of Surya being the 6th lord? Now, 6th lord means that you're going to be in Sun dasha quite competitive. You're going to be quite healthy. You're focused on being organized. You will be doing things as a leader now. It is good for paying off your loans, debts, in case you have any kind of issues in your payment of loans and your legal battles you are undergoing. So this is a good time. Discipline builds strength. Legal matters may arise with Saturn's transiting the 8th house. So self-created miseries, I would say. So you need to be very composed and calm in the Sun Dasha, especially if Sun is positioned in the 6th house also. Depends. If Sun is placed in the 10th house or 11th house, still it's better, I would say. It's not that bad a Dasha. Good for growth and all, but you have to be organized in Sun Dasha. That's what Sun wants you to do. Now, what if you're in the Moon Dasha for Pisces, and Moon rules your 5th house? So this is the time when you will be focused more on your creativity, on your children, or emotional maturity, some emotional upheavals or heaviness you can experience with the Saturn's in the ingress in the 9th house from the 5th. So this is the time when you might just be reading some scriptures, mantra siddhi. Emotionally, you are feeling quite drained because your children have left you and gone to the overseas places. So you're feeling or missing them. You're feeling a little uneasy during this time period. But for sure, this will give you, if you are in the Moon Dasha, some emotional upheavals, because Moon is waxing and waning. If it is not strong, suppose it is in the 3rd house, definitely it is going to handle a lot many issues, but still you need to take care of your emotional setup. What if you are in the Mars Dasha, being the ruler of your 2nd and the 9th houses? Now, wealth and dharma gain momentum. Strong drive to realign identity. Now is the time when you will feel there will be surge in your finances. You're thinking of growth. Your luck is by your side. Saturn is in the 1st house. Any which ways, you're going to be very matured and sensible and calm to make decisions. Your expenditures are going to come down now. If you can handle that energy, definitely a very positive time. Network is going to increase. Do not at any cost get into the zone of arguments. Okay. What if you are in the dasha of Mercury? Mercury debilitates in your 1st house, remember, but rules your 4th and the 7th houses. So relationships and home matters will be tested with the Saturn in the 1st house. Steady efforts will bring balance in relationship, home front. Maybe you're going to be redoing your place. You're going to be working on your network, or you're going to be getting bored sitting at home or doing just one thing. Monotony is not going to be your at the home front. You don't like monotony. You like variegated things. Pisces, I have seen, they will have that also, this also, that also. All the colors will be there in the house, you will see. So that is something which is just an observation, but you can also write in the comment section if at all you are like that. But for sure, with Saturn there, Saturn makes you dry, makes you quite detached in the 1st house. So maybe you're detached from your home, your family, your partner. In business relationship, you're having some upheavals and you're going to be more, especially in the Mercury Dasha. Mercury is business minded also. So you might just have some issues in Mercury Dasha. So you need to be more matured now rather than being in impulse making decisions. What if you're in the Jupiter Dasha and this is a Saturn's transit in the first house? So Lagneshi's Dasha, definitely 10th house is Dasha. So major self-realization, career rise, spiritual awakening, excellent time to be more disciplined. This is a time you will meet those kinds of people who need your guidance. So guide them through. This is the time the productivity should increase now. You must focus more on your work in Jupiter Dasha, teach, learn. What if you are in the Venus Dasha? Venus exalts in your first house. Don't forget that. So being the ruler of your third and the eighth houses, your courage is tested. You definitely have some emotional secrecy. Gains through transformation will happen. There can be that your projects get delayed. You get frustrated. Your communication is taking a lot of time. It is not happening in a go. So it is going to make you quite frustrated also. Good for research oriented jobs. If you want to rise at the place of work, you need to focus more on the details. You need to work on your growth in your regards to your skills. Do not just during this Saturn period, you need to now get matured and sensible. You need to be composed now. What if you're in the Dasha of Shani, Saturn, and Saturn is in the first house and being the ruler of your 11th and the 12th houses? Focus on long-term goals, not the immediate results. You will not get them also. Spiritually, you should practice some spiritual growth, spiritual practices. You may isolate yourself to build inner growth. You are just working on yourself, and expenditures might grow also, might increase. There can be some issues that you might just go through in Saturn Dasha in the overseas places. With your friends, they have limited friends actually, because Saturn rules your 10th house, 11th house also. You have friends, limited friends, but they are very, very influential and very matured and sensible also. What if you're in the Dasha of Rahu or Ketu? Rahu rules your 11th, your 12th house, co-rules your 11th house, 12th house, and Ketu co-rules your 9th. So this is the time when you are desirous of recognition and gains through, only when you are following an ethical path. Expenditures might increase, or you're going to be traveling overseas during this time also. Ketu Dasha, this might just bring, Rahu Dasha, generally I have seen you connect with the foreigners even more. In Ketu Dasha, ego dissolution and spiritual evolution may retreat from public life, and this might just bring about you as a new you. This might just be the time when you are learning more, you're into spiritual growth, you're meeting those kinds of people who are spiritually inclined also during this time period. So I think you should make the best use of this period with Saturn's ingress in the first house. I hope you all enjoyed. I really am so tired. I've been just talking and talking. I hope you like this video, because, I want everybody should know that how to look at the transits, in a proper manner. Until unless you see the Dasha, it is still it is incomplete. I'm not too happy with it, because it's your personal Dasha, of course, which matters, where your planet is placed, and how is it forming a connection with this Saturn. That is the most important part, but I cannot cover it because it's your personal chart. So I hope you like this different video and different view of presenting the Saturn's ingress in Pisces. Thank you so much for watching and being patient. Stay blessed, everyone. Have a great Saturn transit in the Pisces sign. Om Tat Sat.